good. How about you?
I can't complain. I can't complain at all. I know this is what everybody's been waiting for. Mayans to come back, and Mayans is back for season 4. And, 2 episode premiere. It's like 2 hours of watching this stuff. So I rewatched it earlier today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna break it down, what our thoughts on the episodes, and then like what we think is going to happen, maybe going as we continue watching the Mayans and see maybe we might have some crazy stuff happen throughout the series. But before we get started, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to this channel. We not only do have Mayans MC videos, we also have a lot of other videos as well. You name it, food, toys, wrestling sometimes, movie reviews, which I'm trying to go watch a couple movies that are out there right now that are very exciting. And then we're gonna have a video right after the cast. I know a lot of people are gonna ask, where is Taylor at? Taylor will not be joining us this season. I know she joined us last season on our cast, but this season she won't be joining us. I'll have a separate video explaining that. But all the love and wishes for Taylor. She's doing good. She says hi to everybody. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. This is going to be a spoiler discussion, so you haven't seen the episodes, you know, watch the episodes because spoilers here. So let's get started. Sandra, what did you think about the 2 episodes that premiered the other night on FX, or I should say Hulu for me?
Well, I've been waiting for this like everybody else. And I have to admit that after the 2 hours and 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I was so excited because it finally went back to what I was, which was a story about the MC. There
Yes.
is no blah blah outside. It was just the MC. And that's what I wanted since day one. Very like on pins and needle because with the way it was left last season and to now, and the first hour was all about like what's happening outside the doors of the clubhouse. It was very interesting to see what was happening inside within the club and then the outside, and then opening the door to everything else that will come up in the season
Mm-hmm.
for the second episode. So for me, it was very, very, very exciting.
I enjoyed the first two episodes. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was entertaining. Now, I'm seeing a lot of comments that I've seen over the internet saying what my complaint was for the first episode was you really had to suspend your disbelief on a lot of the first episode, especially with people should be dead. It should have stretched that long when it comes to being invaded, especially since they didn't really have any like hidden walkways, or they didn't have like when you get invaded that's your territory, so they didn't have necessarily anything to kind of sustain them locked in, right? And then also I know they said in the episode when Rosa is like trying to call the dispatch, no, calling the cops, well, the cops would hear the commotion, right? So and then they're not obviously there's gonna be law enforcement, but you have to suspend your disbelief. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, and we've seen Mayans do this. Like Conche, he should be dead. His son should be dead. But and then he only has a little burn mark in the back of his head. So we're suspending our disbelief. If I suspend my disbelief and I just kind of watch the show, where I'm just like on a trying to watch the show, um, it's entertaining. It's very entertaining, and you're absolutely right. What I loved was just the MC, the camaraderie. The I wouldn't even say the camaraderie because they are dysfunctional, but just seeing a lot of the members interact, and I think what the Bravo is we get more screen time with Creeper, and I think Creeper. is, seeing back to back episodes, I'm liking where they're going with him. And I'm like, finally, this there's a little heart there. With side characters in a lot of shows, there's a little beating heart right there that could be blossom to something great and something very watchable. So the Mayans MC, the first two episodes, or at least the first episode, it was very entertaining. A lot of action, so to speak, and then there was some downtime. What I liked was kind of seeing. I said this like last season, kind of the downfall of Bishop. I think Bishop is so unhinged, so rattled, and then not knowing, them looking to the leader, like, what do we do? And nobody, him telling them, I don't know, towards the end. And then you have Easy stepping up, which a lot of people just found a little corny with him and Conche. For me, it sounded, he had that like Jax Teller kind of voice when he was like yelling out there. I felt, and then you have Conche, doing the villainous thing where he's stalling, he's monologuing when he should be just like pop, pop, pop and get out of there. But there's a lot of storyline after these two episodes that I'm really looking forward to. There's a lot of characters that I think could really like the storylines could really blossom into something super great. After rewatching episode 2, like I really look forward. I want a redemption arc for this character, and that's Hope. I think Hope could actually be a really nice storyline if they do it right, and especially with her and Letty. Bishop, I said Bishop might have was gonna die last season. I think he's really gonna something's gonna happen to him. I think he might die this season, and I'm glad they kind of like they waited until this season, or maybe even if we get one more season. I like how they're showing that demise to him, so to speak. And then I think the biggest question I have, though, and Sandra, I think you could give me your thoughts on this. So the biggest thing I have for these two episodes is the fact that, first of all, we know that Taza didn't die, and we know that he Bishop didn't say anything after the raid. He didn't tell any of the club members, and the club members see the back and forth, seeing that there's something up with Taza and Bishop. Bishop didn't say anything about Riz, and then Taza seems like he didn't say anything about Montez. Yeah, so
Well,
give me your thoughts on that.
the Montez, I knew something was going to happen this year. I brought it up last season. I'm like, okay, you cannot just put Montez in a those metal bins and just leave it there and that's it. The storyline is over. Like that had to brought back up.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't understand is the butterfly. I didn't know butterflies were
Somebody
surrounding dead people.
somebody addressed it. One of my the commenters. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat. Glad to everybody's back on board here. They said that butterflies are attracted to like was it like sodium or whatever, decaying, or they're attracted to something that's in that barrel. So that's why there's a lot of butterflies in there. So
Okay.
they said it makes sense. It makes sense. So that's why there's butterflies. But yeah, but leaving the barrel there doesn't make sense. The dumbest thing you could do, right?
Yes. So that but I'm glad that it's finally literally open.
Hmm.
And now we're gonna say like now what the Suns didn't want to happen will happen now that they know that they found Montez jacket in Mayans territory. So that's one thing.
What's her name found it first, found the vest, which I was when thinking about it, I'm like, why are you taking this to them? Like you're in a Mayans compound, like you're part of that kind of that crew. Even though got made fun of, I understand she was upset, but I'm like, damn, girl, that was a bad move. That was a bad move. And taking it to I think her sister, who her sister's affiliated with the Suns. Scary Terry sees gets the vest, and they're gonna know whose vest that is because of the patches, where it's from. I think they mentioned Montez, but they're gonna know the truth, and that's where we're gonna start this S.O.A. versus Mayans war that we've had in the very beginning of Sons of Anarchy, but now we're bringing it back. Another question is to you, Sandra, and to the commenters is no what was the other question? I was gonna ask a question, I forgot. So like yeah, so Sons of Anarchy, Mayans. I guess the other thing too is basic. Oh, the other question I have for you guys is I don't believe that they wrapped it up that fast. I think there's still tension. But how do you feel of the civil war that we have with the Mayans, of the all the charters now kind of seemingly done, where Marcus, our boy Marcus Alvarez, back in the cut? Thank the whole, yes, thank Allah, thank whoever, thank Tom Cruise. And I absolutely love the shot where Bishop is coming in, which I believe he's stripped, right, of the presidency and
Well,
Tel Padre.
it. I was waiting for you to mention Marcus because Marcus, my love for Marcus,
And I
is
hope he
there.
gets it looks like he's getting a prominent role this season, which I'm super excited about. He needs to be the Godfather to
Yes.
this season. I like where they sit, and that shot of him, like he just has that presence. And I'm not saying the actor. I've seen him in other movies and stuff. This is the role he's supposed to play. This is the role he is absolutely like they are smart, or Elgin James and the writers are smart to just like put him back in the vet, because it wasn't working. It wasn't working with him in the suit. We didn't like it. We didn't like the Galindo storyline, which we'll get to in a minute. But how do you feel about this? How do you feel about Marcus? First of all, we thought that maybe that was going to happen last season, that he was going to come in and step in and save the day, which he does. He has this, this is my club, moment. How do you feel about just like, do you think the Civil War is done, or do you think there's still some high tension and we're going to see a little bit more in the season?
There's still some high tension, but you can tell by just the way Marcus came in and the way he was talking that for all the charters, he's still El Padre, El Padrino. He is the main part of the charter of Mayans MC because nobody even like tried to talk back to him.
How crazy is that, right? One man coming in there, and this is blood for blood, and this one man comes in here, and he only has one gun. He doesn't have no backup. He doesn't have. I'm surprised Nestor. Like, what's going on there? But like, he comes in there, and everybody. That's how much respect. That's how much of a don Marcus Alvarez is, and that's why we love him so much. Because he's the big freaking white shark in this ocean full of whales, fishes, octopuses, but he's still number one. He don't care. Like, you bow down to the king. So I'm glad that I was very happy about everything that was going on with Marcus, for sure.
Yeah, and one thing that I was very focused is at the beginning of episode 2, when you are driving with Bishop on his motorcycle and he comes out. I was just saying, like, turn around, I want to see your patch. Turn around, I want to see your patch.
I couldn't
Sure
get a good
enough,
look. Yeah,
it says vice president. I knew it. I'm like, this is what I was
VP.
waiting for. Yes. So that was like almost like a scream of epiphany at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time when I saw that for me. There is still going to be the whole, like, this is my clubhouse from Bishop. You can tell
Absolutely.
from episode 2, he cannot stand having all the other charters in
This
there.
is all he has left. He doesn't have a
Yes.
kid. He doesn't have his ex-wife. We've seen. That's why I like how they set up in this the last season. Like, he's a broken man. He's a power hunk. He was all down for being the one king, because why not? It didn't come to fruition, and now he's like, I think at one point in the trailer, Easy even says like, I'm tired of like the little man complex, and that's what he has right now. Is just this. He hates seeing what he's seeing in the club, and he hates that he's not the number one. He's not sitting in that seat. He touches the seat. It's 4 months after the first episode. He touches that seat, where Marcus is going to sit on, the main El Presidente seat, and he has to sit on the side. I don't agree with the 4 months time skip. It doesn't. It doesn't. I think the only reason they did that was for the injuries of Creeper and Hank to be, they're back at it, they're standing, but it doesn't affect anything really. Honestly, it was it. There's still tension. Like you could have easily made it a 1 week kind of deal. It didn't have to be 4 weeks, 4 months, but well, it is what it is. But yeah. So him being the VP, because I was trying to get a good look, and I'm like, well, the dude's not president no more, you know. And the crazy thing is, Taza's still alive, and he shouldn't be alive after what everything was happened.
But you can tell. But the thing is funny is that Taza knows he's rejected by Bishop. Like he said it, you're nothing, you're done for me, everything. But he's still there. But Bishop has no choice because he already is down like what, 6 people? Like they killed everybody it was not a character from the Mayans.
That was
So there's
bad. That
there
was that
was
was like
yeah.
I think I was like, oh yeah, you just what's his name just died. Don't really know who that guy is. I mean, I know he was in some parts here and there. Like that was the disbelief portion of it. Because realistically, Creeper should have died. I would say the invasion. Like I guess Hank possibly should have bit the dust. A Creeper should have definitely died because like he was shot up. Like he should have been dead. Easy should have severe injuries with the cocktail and getting lit on fire. So you have to you just gotta go with it. If you don't go with it, you're gonna be sitting there and you're gonna be pouting. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Season 4, just go with it. I hope I'm entertained at the least. I'm very entertained. Um, so that was killing off characters that you had no investment in. I if I was a writer, and this is crazy, Sandra. We're having 4 seasons of Mayans. If you think about it, it's kind of crazy, for this series. So we might have one more. I think we might have one more. But if I was a writer and I was a showrunner, we've seen series all through, all so many series, so many dramas, so many crime. There's always that moment where even Sons of Anarchy, there's always that moment like an oh shit moment. So when Opie died, oh shit. It
Yep.
changes the game. It makes Jax Teller angrier. You know, I would have had Angel died in that episode. I would have it to really it's kind of interesting because it's the right move that they didn't kill him off because they got Marcus to come in and save the day. But if Marcus doesn't really come in to save the day or he's a little bit too late, I would have said, let's kill off Angel. He easy, like Concho is right. Like, you went after my son, so I'm gonna go after your family. What a crazy moment that would have been. And it would have made Easy way more like having to swallow the pill and really kind of it would have just brought something different to the story, especially his character. So I would have had Angel, even though I love Angel, I don't really necessarily love his relationships with in the show. But I think I would have. You needed a character death, that oh shit moment, and I think you needed it in that first episode, but they didn't do it. And
Well,
maybe
you
it's
almost believed it was going to happen when they were all lined up and he had the gun under Angel and you hear the pow. You're like, oh shit.
I
But it wasn't Angel. It was another Mayans that we don't know who he is and he
no,
lives for a
no,
living.
no, no. It was actually, you know what it was? I rewatched it. So it was because the one on the ground was the one they shot. That was the brother or whatever. Uh, uh, the first person they shot. So I
Yeah.
think it was just Marcus shooting the gun in the air, and then everybody like turned to him.
Oh.
Yeah. So there was a little confusion there too because I thought somebody else got shot, but it was actually going back and rewatching it. It's just the same guy from the beginning,
Oh,
and
okay.
you see Marcus is with the handgun, and I think because the editing and they didn't show him shoot the gun, and then go to they wanted that big reveal of Angel still alive. It was actually just Marcus shooting the gun, maybe in the air, and getting everybody's attention.
I didn't catch that. Thank you for the rewatching it and letting me know about
That's
that.
that's what I do. That's what I do. So like I would have had a big moment, a character death, but here's the good thing though that they didn't do that. If they didn't do that, that means we get a little bit more screen time for these characters, and which rightfully they still need, you know. So not killing off Creeper, you get a storyline that you might be invested with Creeper in the season. Not killing off Hank, which I love the moment where Hank is calling his mom, and I feel so bad for Hank. Like I want him to find love, you know. Nails is there. He's like, "Don't touch me!" Like I want Hank to. He's. It's kind of crazy that Hank is part of this club, and he's so bashful and shy, and it seems like he's not really good with women, and it's just interesting, right? But he loves his mama. He's a mama's boy, so that's an interesting aspect to his character. And Gilly, Gilly and Coco, their relationship. So I think now we have some time, and I hope that Coco is just straight. I hope Coco we don't go back to him being addicted to drugs anymore. Like I just hope we get the Coco from the beginning of the season, the series, and we just focus on that. And even like maybe like I did not like though. I did not like how he lied to Bishop's face about it's my kid, it's my kid was messing up, and I didn't like that. And even like Gilly's like, dude, this guy, I swear to God. And I like how Gilly's just always pissed at him and just pissed at everything in the world. He's just an angry man. Um, but
But
that makes
I have a question for you.
yeah,
So we know Coco got literally kicked out of the MC because he disappeared last year.
yes.
So he lost his bottom rocker. Yes. But why did Gilly lose it too? Because he was siding with Coco?
Maybe it was unexplained, but maybe
Because both of them lost their bottom rocker.
yeah. I'm maybe that, and then I don't know if he told them that he took all the ammunition or not.
I don't know, but that was like very, I'm like, okay, fine. They came back together and stuff like that. But at the
Maybe
end of season three, he was the only one who actually was kicked out of the MC was Coco.
Coco, maybe because he knew about everything that was going on and he didn't tell Bishop or the club, or I don't know. It's so confusing. It's the same as like, Marcus being able to come like patch back in after leaving. Like, where are the rules? Where's the because how is he able to just like that come back, right? There has to be meetings and all that stuff. Maybe that's why they did the 4 months kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a they don't tell you. They don't tell you, and I don't think they're ever going to tell you.
But I have to admit that what we saw in the first two episodes of season four with all the characters, that's what I've been waiting in three seasons prior to. The development open up on each of the MC character. It's not just Easy, Bishop, and Angel. There's more to it. And that's what I enjoyed. Like, and it's not big stories, but just a little bit focused. That's what I enjoyed the
You do
most.
not need big stories for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like Creeper, and having maybe a love interest at that aspect. Me really kind of looking forward to Hope's kind of thing, because I get what she's going through, because she has to come back to the normal society of the world. Like she's not in the at that compound. She's not getting drugged up anymore. She's not hooking around. Like she's has a job, and the relationship with her and Coco I really like. I thought that was a strong suit last season, and that final scene where she's kind of like he's asleep and she's just like cuddling with him. That makes you kind of like she's a normal human being, which we like in series. I just finished The Sopranos, and I'm gonna keep talking about The Sopranos. I just finished it, and then I thought Christopher's storyline where he was a drug addict throughout all those seasons is so was so well done. But him trying to establish a normal life with Adriana, if you guys ever seen The Sopranos, there's a character in there who's in a mob and who's a druggie too. But they balance his like trying to get clean and him being a drug addict at the same time, really fantastically. So that's why I'm kind of hoping for hope, where maybe there is the temptation, but I want to see a relationship build with her and Letty. So that's like another character. Those are characters that I'm invested in. Creeper. I want to see what they do with Hank. The only thing I still don't really like is the Nails and Angel's relationship. But I do like Angel. He did have a kid at one point, and him struggling to like kind of move on from that, even though Easy's giving him this advice, which is kind of hypocritical a little bit. And then his past kind of is coming to catch up on him. But Angel deleting the photo, and then like I like, and then we're gonna get into Adelita. We had to get into Adelita at some point in this season. But the relationship between him and Nails, and then just knowing Angel's just he's trying to be a better guy, but it's just not him. He's not gonna be a loyal guy to Nails whatsoever. I don't think, but uh,
And let's also, there's one thing that Algin and his writing is to hide a lot of what's happening and leaving us with big question mark. So one
absolutely.
of my biggest question mark I came out of the episode 1 and 2 is what happened between Easy and his dad that he's not talking to him. Did
I
something
thought
happen that we don't know that he
I
finally?
got because of Gabby.
You think it's about Gabby or it's because of Miguel?
I think it's like a little bit more so Gabby. I thought, because I think in the end of the last season, right? He like, yeah, like his dad tells him like I told her to leave basically, and she left. I'm pretty sure it's about Gabs.
Mm,
I
maybe
think it.
you're right.
I think it is.
I want to know why the whole thing about it, because we know Miguel is gone. We will not see him on season 4.
Here's the thing.
Uh,
Here's the thing. You hit it on the head. You did put a big question on there. What everybody's asking, because I rewatched the episode. Marcus says that Galindo's dead. And then everybody says, well, it's been 4 months. The new cartel, the new generation, they wouldn't have allowed him to live that long anyway. I do not think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I think if I don't see a body, that's rule number one in television. If I don't see a body, and if I don't get like true like confirmation, and it's just somebody saying it, I don't think he's dead. Do I think he's going to come in the season? Not until maybe the finale. Maybe not until the end. I don't think we're going to focus on the Galindo storyline this season, but that doesn't necessarily mean if we get one more season, that's not coming back next season. I don't think he's dead. And if he is dead, that is the most slap in the face to all the viewers who, because we had to put up with this Galindo storyline for so many seasons, and you're just going to off him off by somebody saying he's dead. Don't
well,
tell, show.
not just that, is like, okay, so as much as I was excited about just being MC, I was a little disappointed myself. That's my opinion only. Why do we have to deal with Emily?
I said it in my review, Sandra. I was like, I almost got 2 episodes in without no Emily. And then here
She
she
shows up.
is,
Yep.
showed up. I'm like, where's her kid? A lot of people are saying maybe her kid's with her sister. Don't bring the sister back in. I don't care. I don't care about Emily.
Me
Seeing
neither.
her and then seeing how they directed those scenes with her, nice cinematography as always. But her having being lonely and her like sulking. Why should I be feel sorry for her? She knew exactly what she was getting herself into. It's like saying Gemma. Like, do you really feel sorry that Gemma had her demise at the end? She had it on. She did it to herself. I would even go as far as Tara. Tara knew what she was getting into. She knew when she was creeping with Jax that there's just all it's not going to be sunshine, rainbows, and all that. We've seen that struggle all through the Sons of Anarchy season. And what happened? Well, she died. A lot of people end up really crippled throughout, the series. Uh, I don't care. I don't want Emily with Easy. I don't want that relationship. I don't
Well,
want her
I'm
unless she's gonna
sorry.
play a big part. Or something of significance. I don't care of her
I
storyline.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but if they're keeping Emily and they sent away Gabby,
Well, there's
there's
a new
no
love
other
interest.
reason.
There's a new love interest again. Again. There's I call her Clone Nails. The when he goes John Wick and he gets a dog, and she has like a little tattoo on her hand, and I think she's in part of a gang, or she used to be part of a gang. That's supposed to hearing from everybody said that's supposed to be the new character. I think that's the one that kisses Easy in the trailer. So what are we doing? What do we do?
Well, then,
That's
if there's a new love interest, we don't need Emily. We don't need to know that she freaking works at a restaurant. We don't care. Let's move on.
I don't maybe I don't know if they like the actress that much. They're like, we're gonna keep giving you this role. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care about this storyline. Whatever they do with her, I'm just I'm just done. I'm just done with it. But if anything, you're right. They're gonna have her come back to Easy's life. And then I think the whole question was, is that even really Miguel's son, or is that Easy's son, or maybe it's the time period different? I don't know. The flashbacks always are weird because like JD Pardo is like super older. They have him try to be like young in his high school year. It's very weird. Let's get to some comments. Let's get to some comments. But oh god, I almost got the 2 episodes out, Emily. No disrespect to the actress. Like I always say, she's just doing the best she can with the work or with the storyline and the writing she's given. She's fine too. She's fine.
And just to let you know, the one thing that I really paid attention on the first episode is seeing all the credit at the beginning to see who's going to be in the show or not. And I knew she was going to be there because her name was like the second or the third on the credit. And Danny Pino that does Miguel is not part of it. So that's why
I didn't
by the
expect him to be part of this season, though. We said it at the end of last season that we thought that the Galindo storyline they kind of tied that up, right? And that
correct,
the
but then if we tied it up, we don't need Emily.
I know, but I mean, I'm still interested to see with the new generation and the cartel. You can't just wash that away because they're part of like, they have territory and they kill my boy Denver. So like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Before we actually get to the comments, a lot of people have been talking about this guy who just joined the show, and now that we're talking about characters and coming in and who should be gone, I believe his name was Manny something, Montage, or it was the guy who him and Easy they shook hands and they made a truce. So he's supposed to be a good actor and coming in the show, and everybody is excited for him. I haven't seen him really in anything, so I don't know who this is. I didn't mention him because like I mentioned the character but not the actor. He should have been dead. He literally got stabbed, and I think he got stabbed again, and then he fell off a roof, and that's a high ass roof. He should be dead. Um, he watching the one CD was in though when he's interacting with JD and or Easy, pretty good acting. Interesting, very interesting. His history, him having he looks like he's level headed, just like Easy. He especially when he was trying to kill him, he said, "I don't even want to do this." So that's an interesting aspect to it. So you have different charters with kind of like same person, with Easy, like they're just different in different charters. So interesting. I can't say too much because we only got him for a little bit in the 2 episodes. So we'll see how this actor does. But I just wanted to mention him real quick. So How's it going, Electro? I like the first two episodes too. They didn't have a way out. Very surprising. They don't have an underground tunnel in that compound. This is their territory. You know, I was kind of, and then rewatching. What confused me, Sandra, was because Gilly and Coco were on the outside of the compound, and then they get shot up, and then they find a route where they can get in, and they're hearing creeping and all that stuff, and they tell them like, yeah, we jumped this and we came in here. You guys are getting surrounded. They're by the steps. Why do they just go back that way? Have their ammunition, whatever's left, and go back that way and get out of there, or at least get the women out of there, right, or something. I don't know. Maybe they're like. I guess that one line is supposed to suggest that this was the only way in, and that way is no more because everybody's like, everybody's just all the other charters are right there now or something like that, which is hilarious because I think in last season towards the end, dude, it looked like there was a lot. There was a lot of people, and then you get the episode and like there's like 50 people. There's like this. There's a little bit more of a smaller army, and they really can't open up those doors. Like it was, they can't. It was very odd. And then another thing too was like, Bishop and his crew. They should have military. Some of them have military experience, and all the things they were doing, I felt like that experience should have been more in handy than what they were doing and trying to stay alive in there. It's like I said, suspend your disbelief. I'm just sitting back and enjoying it, unless I really get mad about like storylines that are coming in. I'm just like, this is not working. Um, they should have bounced away. Coco and Gilly came in. That's what I said. That's what I said. Even with Coco and Gilly snuck in unseen. Dan, let me buy you a beer. Ryan always wants to buy me a beer. Buy me a Stone Cold beer. The new one. The new one he has. Not the IPA. They should blah blah blah. Electro, Will, greetings. What's going on, Will? Ryan, I feel a lot of side characters in season 3 got a lot of shine except for Creeper. Season 3, yeah, because Creeper we're excited because we thought him and Coco were gonna have that thing, and it looks like they saved them for season 4. Sandra, let's see. Ahoy, matey, Lincoln, how's it going? It's a realistic move, though. When you study the relocate version of these situations, many wars start off just like this. Yeah, but the problem is like the many wars. If the battle is lingering on, and you have an army, and you have like literally like maybe like 10 or 12 people in one little area that doesn't have you know booby traps or whatever, or to get to that one area, they should have easily flanked them and easily just took over that whole building. Just should have been easy for them. But Conche wants to play with his food, I guess. I don't know. I met the real life versions of situations like these. Cash. Jack's name is gonna come back so much because Alvarez knows Jack's wanted peace, but this war is coming regardless. Okay, so Sandra, Jax's name. We've had Jax's name dropped a couple times in these seasons. What do you think? You think? I mean, that's the one thing I hold from Sons of Anarchy was yes, Jax and Alvarez's relationship. And I gotta ask you real quick, when Marcus and his son calls him dad, that's his kids, right? Because why were they so shocked that he called him dad? Because he hasn't done so yet, or
I think it's because he probably never talked before. Maybe that's what's the surprising that he finally was able to talk, open up. Like I think it's maybe he has autism.
oh yeah, maybe.
So maybe I think that's what was the surprise because yeah, those are his kids. Um, I believe so.
Has I'm thinking that yeah, that's his. I think they said that that's his kids. I don't think that's her like kid from another relationship. I think they've always been together, and but I still
Hold
hold him
on a
killing his own
second. Hold
son.
on a second. Remember the friend that they killed and he had a son?
Oh, that's his son, huh?
That's his
Oh, that's
son, I
right.
think. Okay,
The big
now
guy.
it
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
back. Yeah,
yeah.
the big guy, they were really close and they had to kill him and he had a kid.
But I thought, does he not have a mom?
Never
Maybe
saw the
not.
mom.
Maybe not because you always had to have his mom, right? Watch.
Yeah, his mom watched the kid when he had to do a job.
Oh, but does Alvarez not have another son? I thought he did. I'm very sure. If you guys know, let us know because I
Yes.
thought he did have another son. But that would be a trip. That would make kind of sense because he ordered that hit. So I still hold him killing his son against them. Like he talks about, family club. Like man, that's
Yeah,
still
because when he was in S.O.A and they had the storyline that he was supposed to be dead, he had babies back then.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I'm I'm very confused. Not confused, but
Like maybe
somebody's
like
got to.
season 4, season 5 of S.O.A when they made a deal with a son saying like you have to be dead for 24 hours and
Mm-hmm.
they go to his house, you see his wife, and I thought he had babies, like more than just one kid.
Well, if you guys know, you have confirmation if that's his son or if that's the one guy it was like the bodyguard or whatever of Miguel too, um, son. I remember last season. So let us know. Let us know in the chat. Easy VP. See, Easy becoming. That's right. Alvarez is president. That makes more sense. So Easy being VP makes more sense than him being straight to the gun president. I know I said in my video Jax Teller at this point was already president, but Jax has been in there and he was VP, I believe. So he was already established. Easy still kind of, if you think about it, he's still kind of he hasn't been with them as long as a lot of the other crew members, especially. Him being VP makes more sense and taking over Bishop's role than him going straight to Presidente. I don't like that move. I think it's just too soon. But him being VP makes more sense. And I really do think Bishop is definitely. I said it last season that I just see his character really going to demise coming. But how it's going to come, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. No, the Civil War isn't done. I don't think it is either. I think there's still tension, but blood. We see that with a lot of the other charters, kind of like, especially when Bishop was trying to get at the old lady, who's her man died and stuff. What was it? I think it was the VP of Yuma. It might have been. I'm not sure. The new teaser shows that they're dropping teasers every day on YouTube. I mean, what's here? FX has to push something out to promote this show, right? So I don't know how the ratings were, but there's still a fan base for this. But hopefully the ratings are better than last season because I think the ratings were not too great last season, but they still pushed for another season. I know Elgin James wants one more season to at least wrap everything up. He has an ending in mind. So, what's up, Chris? Samurai. She said, Samurai, or was it Samurai? Yeah. Samurai says, me too, Sandra, on something. That scene when the former's bodyguard special needs son calls Marcus daddy. So, so Electro says it is the special needs kid. Shows you to complete portrait of Marcus Alvarez as a person. But I thought he had a son already. So if anybody, because I thought he had two sons. So if anybody could, maybe he just wasn't there. I don't know. So
Well,
uh,
Gary American Horse says that the baby that was in the S.O.A was a girl, so that would be the daughter that we
the
see
daughter.
now growing
Okay,
up,
so he just has one then.
and the one that he killed for Appy.
I know. Oh yeah, technically two. Yeah. So Taza's a goner too, probably. I don't see Taza at the end of the season going one more season. I see him going. He should have died in the beginning of the season, or this season, or last season. Bishop and Taza are co VPs. No, I don't think Taza. I think Taza's done. I don't think he has anything. I think he's stripped, isn't he?
I didn't pay. I couldn't read his patch, to be honest.
You
The
can't
only
have
thing I
co
know that
VPs.
he was just like sobbing, and he was like moping and drinking. That's the only thing I saw for the 2 episodes.
Yeah, I don't think you can have co VPs. You see him cut his hair at the end. Hey, what's up, Sergeant? We technically don't know what Taza said to Bishop. Could have just been him coming out of the closet. Could have made up the lie. We technically don't know. Technically, we don't. But we do know that he told about Riz. That's the main issue. That the Riz situation. The problem is he didn't tell about the Montez situation. And I think I'm pretty sure he talked about who was the villain last season. I keep forgetting his name. The one I was so sad that he died so easily. Taza killed him.
Paulo?
Yeah, Paulo. Paulo. Yes. So I'm pretty sure he talked about Paulo's situation. Um. So, but no Montez. Why you not? Unless if he does, the bishop does know. Could should have got rid of that. Should have got rid of that quick, or at least like I don't know.
I don't think nobody's gonna know until they get SOA knocking at their doors and say, "Hey, why do you have the cut of Montez, and where's Montez?"
Yeah. Too much of the storyline is invested in Angel. Um. Angel. I think honestly, I think they could do Angel so much better than what they've been doing in the seasons because I do like that actor. Uh, I don't know. That's kind of the drama portion of this of the Mayan series is Angel situation with his baby mamas, and yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I felt like you could have written Angel a little bit differently throughout these seasons, but we get what we get. That was the editing mistake. I say not the shot. Yeah, the editing mistake of Marcus shooting in the air, and we didn't see it. It was very confusing. Or we thought one thing, but it's another.
Yep.
Do you think Adelita will wait till Nails had the baby to kill them or kill her while she's pregnant? Oh, no. Adelita's not going to do that.
Oh,
She's not going to do that. Adelita will not kill a child or a pregnant woman. No. Adelita will find her baby. There's the big question, I guess, if we were talking about Angel, is she gonna go back to Angel and tell him like I got her baby? I think Potter is gonna get killed once he's done. When she's done using him. Um, but I don't see her going. Why would she? Why would she kill Nails? And when she knows how, a mother and her child and the loss of her child. Nah, she's not gonna do that. Adelita is not that evil. No. Then it's. I would like to see Adelita come back, but I don't need it now. I think everything should be wait till like towards the end. That's a storyline that I don't necessarily need to see right now. If they're confident that they're going to get another season, that storyline can come next season and finish off the series. But I really want to focus on the war aspect and the Sons of Anarchy aspect. You can't bring the Sons of Anarchy in this big storyline. Like I said, if we don't know who's on the other side, we knew who when we started Sons of Anarchy. Of course, we knew our Sam Crow members, but we also knew the Mayans members. We knew Alvarez. We knew some of his crew. And that's what made it kind of compelling. We just all we needed to know was Marcus for sure.
Um, I have a question for you and for all the fans that are here. So Montez was a SOA charming member, correct?
Montez, is that what you
Yes.
said? Yeah.
Yes. He was with Charming. They were taught when there was the meeting with San Bernardino Charter. They were talking about happy and stuff like that. So why is San Bernardino the one that we see all about and talk about when Montez is Charming
And
and it
happy.
was the whole Charming with happy and everything? That's why I don't understand why we're so focused on the San Bernardino, other than the fact that the two sisters, one is Mayan, one is SOA, they brought up the cut. But should we see, not that I want to, but should we talk about more the charming charter than the San Bernardino one?
Well, you nailed it on the head. I think they stuck with Sand because of the two sisters, and they're more kind of, I guess, closer than Charming. And then also, Juan said, "What happened to Happy? Didn't get what happened to him." I didn't really get that either. I think so. Is Happy not because he's supposed to be leaving Bernardino, right? Was that Packers or
Packer was the one leading, but Happy was still with Charming because that's when
but
him and
but
everybody
Happy
for
took over for Packer? They said they made the line where he's having treatment. That's why Happy was kind of representing San and taking over for Packer. That's why he was with Montez and visiting Mayans.
so Happy is no longer Charming.
No, I think it's just it's basically kind of like a management situation. Like if one
Okay.
manager goes, they're bringing the other manager from another store to come in and fill in for a little bit and then go. So I think he's still Charming, but we don't kind of I don't yeah I didn't really get like where did he go?
Yeah.
They mentioned him, but they didn't really kind of fully explain that.
I was a bit confused with that meeting with San Bernardino. I'm like, okay, I understand the Packer situation, but I was confused on the whole San Bernardino and Charming. But we'll
It was
find out soon, I'm sure.
it was confusing, and especially since like you do if you're gonna do a Suns and Mayans war, right? And then we saw the trailer, we saw the teaser. We really didn't see anybody that any of our guys. Charming's gonna get involved, right? Charming has to get involved, right?
That's what I believe. So that's
I
why I
mean,
was confused.
Tommy Flanagan said that he's not coming back though.
Mm-mm.
That's the president. What do you mean he's not coming back unless he's lying to us?
Well, he
Oh,
lied. He lied. He already lied to me personally, so I wouldn't be surprised if he lies again.
oh yeah, he lied to you personally.
Yes.
What do you say?
Yes. So before the whole him showing up in my ends, I actually met him
Yeah,
and we were talking and I'm like, okay, give me the scoop. Are you gonna be in Mayans or not? He says, absolutely not.
and they gave him money, and he came back.
Well,
Uh,
probably he didn't want to tell me or tell anybody because that was the big secret.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
way, with that big secret and reveal, you got more people from Sun starting watching Mayans because Tommy was part of it. I understand that. He didn't have to freaking tell me the truth. I'm just a fan.
I think you got to
But
bring Charming into this. I think you got to bring everybody. You don't have to do it right now. Okay, I get it.
correct.
Sanburn, they're not gonna shoot their wad yet. They want to wait to the last moment. I think you got to bring Chips, Tig, everybody we know, Happy. You got to bring them back. You got to bring them. You got to bring them back. You got to at least
Well,
bring those guys.
I mean, the whole thing why I'm bringing this up is that Montez being charming charter, you don't think they will want revenge to Mayans for what they did to one of their member? They're not going to let another charter do their fight.
Yeah, is San Bernardino really gonna just say nothing? They're gonna have to tell Charming, right? They got to
Yeah,
tell
and
him.
they can help. They can be part of the war. That's not a
Yes,
problem. But
but it's
Charming should
not
be
their
the one.
situation, right? Yeah.
Charming should be the one leading. Say, hey, I'm getting all my charters to go get the fight. Blah blah blah. But it would be Charming to be the main one and not San Bernardino.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's going to happen even in the middle of the season. You got to, if you're going to save them up, you're going to save your cards. Um, you got to do at least like 3 episodes with these guys, right? You got to, or something has to, if you're going to, don't tease us like that. Don't go like, we're going to give you a war, but it's not going to be a charming war, when the guy who this war is going to be set upon or why this war is happening is a guy from Charming and Montez. So you can't have a war if you don't bring his crew. So I want Tommy Flanagan to come back. And this is what I said. I made a video saying that we will probably not get any more Mayans or S.O.A. series after Mayans. That's it. They'll probably close the door. I don't think FX, unless they sell the rights or something happens, or they say, no, let's do a prequel, because I don't or a sequel, but they would have to do it right away. If they're not going to do that, if they're kind of done with it, then finish the story. And how you finish the overall story of these two factions, you got to bring the guys from Sam Crow. You got to bring back the original players and finish their storyline. The whole thing about this is technically kind of a sequel. This is technically kind of a sequel because we know where Chibs is. We know what they're trying to do somewhat. They're still in the arms, you know, the armor, selling or having the guns and all that stuff. We know that Jax's sacrifice didn't really affect anything, not yet, at least. So give me a closure. Give me a closure that's satisfactory when it becomes with Sons of Anarchy. Because if you're gonna present this, you gotta bring them in. So close that storyline, close the Mayan storyline, either this season or next season. But do it in a way where we're all satisfied as fans and hopefully justifies Jack's sacrifice. And if they tease Abel and Thomas, or at least show what they're up to, kind of satisfied there too. But you can't have this war without Charming. They gotta bring them in. If they don't, and they're only bringing like a couple players in the game, that's not good enough. You gotta bring them in. Elgin James, he wrote this. He okayed this. We could have just had a civil war with the Mayans, and it would have been fine because that's what Mayans is all about, right? Mayans. But when you're bringing S.O.A. members, you need now. It's your problem that you got to show us how you're solving it. So we'll see. There's only 2 episodes in, and of course, no confirmation of a next season. We don't even know if we're gonna get a season 5. So hopefully, this doesn't end in such a cliffhanger.
And there's only 8 episodes left.
Yeah. Somebody said there was 6, but no, there's 10. There's 10. That's enough, though. That's enough episodes. Last season, you saw that was enough because there was a lot of fillerish, fluffy moments last season that just didn't need to happen. Let's see. I agree. I'm still not here for Angel and Nails. I'm not. I don't like whatever's going on there. It's just not realistic to me. And no, I mean, I'm not hating on the actors or necessarily the characters. It just doesn't work for me, honestly. Yes. Chantel said he made Gabby leave. So I think that's one of the main issues with Felipe. Yeah, I think because Felipe convinced Gabby to get away. I think that's just the main issue, Sandra. I don't think he's physically dead, but professionally dead, like his cartel is dead, lost all their power. Of course, yeah. Galindo's done. What power does he have? Everything got took over, and I like the actor.
So I understand, but what pains me, and I liked him, is because we lost Miguel, supposedly in the series, we also lost Nestor. I would have loved to see Nestor back.
Did they say Nestor was dead?
Well, how would he die? He was with Marcus.
I think Marcus said he was dead, or somebody said he was dead. Exactly. Nestor's gone. But I think Marcus is honestly covering up for them. I think he told Nestor, get the hell out of here. I don't want to see you. I'll say you're dead, or something like that. I thought he said it. I thought he said it.
I know that he said Galindo was dead. I didn't hear about Nestor.
What was that?
Maybe next show I will put the subtitles so I catch everything that's being said. But I didn't hear that Nestor was gone.
That's what Taylor taught me was subtitles. Subtitles makes a difference. Let's see. Y'all think Chit's really not coming back? The actor said he's not doing Mayans no more for power. For power.
Yeah, he has a new show on Star, I think. That he's been on.
Oh yeah. Okay, that power. Paco was Galindo's bodyguard. Paco, that's his name. Oliver's son was full patched Mayan who Happy killed in season 1. Yeah, we know that. Churro. Do you want a churro? I think the baby that was shown in SOA season 3 is the girl. Oh, yeah, that's the one you read.
Yeah, there was the daughter.
Whipmaster says Miguel can't be dead. He's alive in Mexico, finding his old familiar roots. The storyline that Miguel is Easy and Angel's brother will be a huge reveal in the criminal hierarchy. Yeah, we don't have any resolve on that storyline. That was a
And
left open
that's
storyline.
why I was thinking that was talked between the family member. That's why Easy was mad because of Miguel. That's why I did not know the fight. If it was Gabby, okay, you guys said that, but I thought maybe Felipe did talk about Miguel, and that's why Easy was mad. That's why.
Yeah, Whip, you're right because that's what I'm saying. I think San Bernardino was is a little bit closer to Santo Padre.
Yes, the for the distance I agree, but it is still a charming issue. The Montez being dead.
And then Montez was headed to Santo Padre before Paulo strangled him.
He got yeah, he was because he had he was part of that uh party with for grandma.
Yeah, yeah. Happy was helping while Packer was getting treated. He was headed back to Charming. They must have settled the affairs. That's what I'm thinking. I want to know what mess they left last season. It was a general civil fight. I don't know what he's talking about. Also, the new president of San Bernardino is an Unholy Ones patch, so you know what that means. Unholy Ones. I don't know too much of the lingo on the patchworks. I just know who's present, and I just know Marcus. You don't mess with them. It sounds menacing. He probably wanted more money than they wanted to pay. Probably talking about Tommy.
Tommy.
Tig has to come in the pick eventually. Don't forget about T.O. Oh, yeah, T.O., man. Yeah, I would love to see him back. And the very first official African American S.O.A. member. Exactly. Would love that was a great feel good moment there at the end
Yes.
of the Suns. Yeah, I want to see these guys back. I want to if they're not gonna do anything else, if they're not gonna make a Chibs reign or anything like that show, or Abel Thomas spinoff, I would like to see them at least one more time and to kind of see where they're at. You know.
Well, they should have brought T.O. when they brought the Charming Gang last season. T.O. should have been there, but that's just my opinion.
And he's ready to come back. I've seen so many videos and he'd be happy to be back. We have to tune in to keep the ratings high. That's very true. But I'm not gonna sit here and say like, if it's another bad season, or I want to say, I mean, they're not horrible seasons. It's just, I expect so much from this show. And I talked about it like this. Everybody's talking about Peaky Blinders. Why can't we talk about Mayans? The writing needs to be better. So I'm hoping this season is on track for that. The best season yet. I'm hoping the best season yet. Nestor is wherever Miguel is. Well, remember Nestor was with Marcus, and then Marcus probably dropped him off and headed to that compound. Where your liar, where your loyalty? You know where my loyalty is. And then remember Miguel was waiting for Emily, didn't show up, went on the helicopter, bye bye. Miguel or Emily went with her sister. Apparently Emily's on her own right now. Why is she and then she's on her own and then she's just like leaves her kid with her sister. The hell? All right. Let's see. Oh, I think I just got here. The unholy one means they've killed brothers through mayhem. Means brothers that have broken serious rules. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. And I like I like the actors that they got for the SOA members. Don't get me wrong, but we do need to see Charming in there. SOA meeting, they were talking about they left a mess. Yeah, they're talking about the Mayan Civil War. That's what they're saying. Like let them eat each other and then we'll come in. But the plans have changed. Now they're war is bad for business, but revenge is more sweeter, I guess. Unholy ones where the patch Happy had as a contract killer, they'll get the patch for killing anyone. Ooh.
That's
Fact.
interesting. Thank you for the information.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you guys. You guys have been a big help on solving some of our questions here ourselves. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys for chatting with us. Thank you for all the comments, all the love. Make sure you push that like button. I will, if you guys have just been joining us, I'm letting you guys know I will have a separate video. I know everybody's asking, where's Taylor at? I'll have a separate video after this cast of explaining that, but she won't be joining us this season. So for the rest of the remainder season, it's going to be me and S.O.A. Sandra, who absolutely love talking Sons of Anarchy and Mayans with. We actually did a commentary S.O.A. first episode, first season on the channel. So if you guys want to put on the first episode and listen to our thoughts as we go along watching that episode, you could check that on our channel, and I'll have a link down below or on in the description box so you could watch and listen along, or just listen to it as in general if you've seen that episode 1,000 times, because it's a trip. It's a trip going back to that first pilot, and there's a lot of facts that maybe a lot of you don't know on that pilot, that Ron Perlman was not supposed to be the Clay Morrow, and you could see that in some of the footage in the pilot. And then some more like in-depth kind of facts about what kind of motorcycle I think Clay is riding and all that stuff. So, but we're talking Mayans here, and as much as I complain about some of the stuff that's happening in like that first episode, I generally enjoyed the first and the second. I thought it was a good way to start the season. We said that last year, and it kind of differed down as we kept going. I hope it sustains. I think if we're getting the same feel, tone in the first two episodes, and we're really, like you said, focusing on the members and their interactions, I think this is the best season. This could be the best season yet. And I think they just need to sustain that throughout the season. Another thing that I guess we need to address real quick is what's up with Easy and that guy when he was in prison. It seems like that little note he got is from the guy who took him in prison. So I'm getting a little bit of American Me kind of feels to it too. What do you think about that, Sandra?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't understand really where would that's been going, other than the fact that maybe Easy's gonna like ask him for some help or some kind of along the way. I am not sure. That's one of the parts that I'm like, you're trying to say something, but you're not saying enough for me to understand, and I just have like million question more.
Definitely too soon.
Yes.
Because like, why are you going to introduce this storyline now into what everything else is going on? What's going to be the payoff on this, or what's going to be what's going to happen, so to speak? Maybe so you have Easy having to deal with everything else with the club, and now his outside life. There's more drama going on, So
He
we'll
has his
see.
father, he has his new dog, he has his new love interest. Well, is he gonna find out that
Emily might be
Emily?
coming back, And I was thinking this before the season start. If they have Emily come back and she like somehow takes over a cartel or something like that, or reestablishes the Galindo cartel, I'm done. Like if they do that, I just I hope they don't, because you're right. Like, why is Emily in this? Why is she
And
here?
to be honest, that 2 minute and 45 seconds of looking at Emily taking the bus and going home, I would have rather they put it on Creeper and his new love interest from the AA meeting.
I thought that was a good way to end with the creeper. Just give us a little taste of that. What's interesting though is I wonder if Isaac is going to come back into the picture. Is he really dead?
Is it another like if you don't see a body, it is not dead question?
Well, we did. Here's the difference. We did see him get shot. So
Yeah,
there's a he could be or he can't be, or he
yeah, but also the guy who got bombed into his garage, he should have been dead, and he's not dead.
but they show that he's alive. Exactly. With Miguel, it's different. We don't see anything. The last time we saw him, was he was flying off. He didn't have a son. He didn't have Emily. And then the next time we hear about him, they just said he's dead.
Yes.
I don't believe that. I don't think that. I think
I
he.
rather I rather think he is dead, but that's just me.
I can't do that. I can't. You can't. With a character that's been in the series for 3 seasons and not even have a closure of the realize of having this stupid plot where he's the son of Felipe and all this stuff, all this it's not a satisfying resolve. It's not a satisfying resolve. And you know
Okay.
what? They should have just have him kill Emily last season, and then he should have died last season. So if you're telling me you kept him and Emily alive to just say Miguel is dead, that's not resolved. That's not satisfactory to me. If you're gonna kill him off, show me. Show me this character that I've been seeing for 3 seasons. And you know what? It's not the actor's fault that the storylines are like this. Just like Emily, it's not the actor's fault that she is like this. It's the writer's fault. So, but if you're going to throw these characters at me, do the decency and honorism or honor of showing me their demise. Show me their deaths. That's what I thought was really good when that episode, when I thought, yeah, because it was like in the edge of your seat when you thought Miguel was gonna kill her, and then he doesn't, and then he's just sobbing like a little baby, and then I'm like, oh my god, you soft like baby shit. So I don't think he's dead. I hope he's not, so I can see the demise myself. That's like saying with all this thing with Bishop, and Bishop survives the end of the season, and then the next season Marcus says, "Yeah, we buried Bishop. Bishop's dead. He
Yeah,
got
no.
shot. He got shot over there." Like that's the same thing because we've been with Bishop for how many seasons already, and whether we like it or not, we're invested in his character. So show me a demise. It was like what's his name from S.O.A. The sheriff.
Oh, answer?
No. Haley or
Oh, yeah. When he got squashed under the
when he got
truck.
squashed, right? The actor wasn't going to return. So what did they do? They did at least a decency to show him he's dead. He's gone. To write him off. So that's 101. If I don't see a body, he ain't dead. Let's see. Let's a couple more comments and then I think we'll end it. Have we missed anything? Honestly, facts, Sandra. We don't care about Emily. You're gonna hear me bitch about Emily throughout this whole series. If she's still
Me
in
too.
here, you're just gonna hear me
Me
keep.
too.
You're not out just because you are on the outside. You give your life to it. It's what that's what I'm saying, Gary. This is like American Me kind of vibes. Once you get out of jail, doesn't mean you're out of whatever was associated in there. They actually kind of rely on you on the outside, feed you information and shit. He's not dead, just the business arrangements. Will Isaac help S.O.A. because he's hinted at being a excommunicated member of S.O.A. That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy because they showed that he had a patch of the S.O.A. symbol, yet they done nothing with that. So I don't. You could take. I mean, I could take that one if he's dead or not. If he's dead, he's dead. We did see him get shot. Um, it's so weird. Some of the decisions that these guys make on the show is very odd. I think Isaac is the Sandino president's brother. They said that he was. I don't know. There's a lot of theories on him. All they were showing was Emily's life difference from what it was. Yeah, and I don't care. We don't need that. I don't care what Emily is doing. I'm not having a tissue and
And
blowing it.
you know what I did not like?
Haley, yeah, Haley or Hale,
What I didn't like
Hale.
is the fact that they showed Hope having like her like life, like now she's working at at a superstore and blah blah blah, and then they have to show Emily, she's working at the restaurant, blah blah blah. I did not like that. We don't need Emily. Let's focus on Hope and maybe like the
There's the
fight that.
difference. There's a difference, Sandra. You see, Emily's doing that, and then Hope is doing something similar. But guess who you care about more? I care
Hope.
about Hope more because when she's doing ringing everything up, and she just has this dead blank space, knowing that this is what she's doing now. We've all been there. We've all rang people up or helped people or did their job, and ponder like, is this it? Is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? It's just like, but then seeing after that, relating to, trying to become friends with Letty, trying. It's the same as like, I guess Creeper in his, when he was like talking, coping with his addiction and all that stuff. Him kind of, he's messed up, but he's trying. We love characters like that. That's why we're attached to them when they're trying. That's why I like Hope, because after that, what do we see? Try to comfort her, even though she's in a bad situation, or she's been in a bad situation. She's a recovered addict, and she feels, this is, you're just walking and just doing what society wants you to do. She's trying to give Letty a helping hand, and she's laughing. I think that was the biggest important part. So small, but to see her smile, her laugh, and being with Coco, and there's, like her name says, hope. So, and then seeing Emily, why do I care? Like, the only thing I cared seeing those parts was like, where's her son? That's the only thing I cared about, because her son is the victim. Her son is the innocence, not Emily. Her son. Her son didn't ask to be born into the situation. Her son didn't want to be in a situation. Her son now has no father. Apparently, not a mother that's there all the time. It just drives me wild. So we'll see what Emily's. I was like, I'm getting through 2 episodes without her, and there she is. And like I'm always gonna say, guys, it's the character. It is not the actress. It's the character I can't stand. There's always a character in whatever series you love that you just cannot stand. I love Katie Sagal, but I can't stand Gemma. And when she got her comeuppance, I was ecstatic. But I love Katie Sagal. Met her once, and she was a sweetheart. Let's see. Damn, no love for Emily. No, not in this. Not in this channel. If you guys like her, kudos to you. I just can't do it. I'm with you both. More Hope, less Emily. Emily better has something that actually adds to the story, and no more of this BS. I don't know what. Like Sandra says, the easy situation, man. I don't know. I don't know. Alvarez is the real Galindo. Hair, exactly BS. Yes, the biggest thing is, so we'll end it at this, because I think this is the biggest thing I love about this season. Is we talked about it a little bit briefly in the beginning, but this lets me know that, yes, please, Marcus, please have a little bigger role in this season. Be the Clay Morrow, but you know what I mean, like, the boss to your Easy, because obviously he sees Easy, and I think he sees the future. And obviously, he probably wants him to rise up in ranks. So I guess we got to
Well,
talk about the big one.
it's funny you mentioned that because it was very subtle, but you see it when Marcus and Easy they cross walking.
And I,
The eye that Marcus gave to Izzy, like the nod, you know that Marcus has Izzy, like this is his future. He doesn't trust his cousin, but he trusts Izzy because he knows Izzy is thinking big picture and not like Bishop is thinking like, okay, the little man syndrome, like they say.
the biggest thing in season 2, or episode 2, I should say, episode 2, was the fact that Hank comes over to the house, and he has Hank tell him what's up with Bishop.
Yeah.
Do I have to be worried? That's when I realized, or well, that's not where I realized, but that's where like everybody kind of knows that I don't think Bishop's making this out of this season, because Marcus is gonna do, if he can kill his own son. You think he's gonna have a problem killing Bishop, his cousin? What is, and then knowing the fact of his life story, knowing that this dude has nothing left but this club, but he's bad for business. This is my club. He said this is my club. And whatever he has to do for the club, and you could even see it with a lot of the guys that's in Bishop's crew. You could see them kind of hesitate, like anything for the
Well,
club.
when they were all sitting together, when he asked Hank, he never says, I'm with you, Bish. He says, I'm going to do the best for the club. So it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean he is with Bishop. It means that he is all in for the club, whether it's with Marcus or anybody else, but he is not with Bishop.
Yep. Everybody's gonna see, and then everybody does see. Like you see when Taza leaves after the spilled beer, you see. I think it was Angel and Hank right there, seeing the split between the two. And I'm surprised nobody has questioned, like, gone up to Bishop, like, what's going on, dude? Like, what's with you and Taz?
I don't think anybody wants to talk to Bishop, period.
No, especially after what they saw, how he had no plan. He was willing. He was willing pretty much to sacrifice every. I don't want to say sacrifice, but he was willing to go down with the ship and take everybody with him.
Yeah,
You know, like there was no good insight in that situation. Everybody was going to die, but him knowing that he just didn't handle it well. He didn't handle that situation too well. So with Alvarez, and I like that Alvarez and Hank, it gives Hank something to do too, kind of keeping tabs on Bishop. And there's going to be a come to a point where they're going to have to make a decision. And you think we see that? We see Easy punch Bishop in the trailer. That doesn't just pass over at all. We've seen that in Sons. These guys fight with amongst each other. The members always fought with each other, throwing punches. Even Nero and Jax, But Juice, Tig especially. But they always were able to just come back to each other, to really like squash it, because they're a family. Because they are like a small family, who a really messed up family who's willing to kill and do stuff behind each other's back. But as when we talked about Mayans last season, there was the one thing, like, this doesn't feel like a club family because nobody even cared where Coco went. This this feels like just a club, just of individuals who like being in the club, so to speak. So that punch, it's just not going to get squashed because Bishop and Easy just doesn't have that same relationship, like a Jax or Opie, like a Tig or Clay. I think Bishop admires Easy. That's why he used him a lot last season and you know, saw the potential in him. But right now he wants that power back. And you know what? When Taza says whatever you want to take out Marcus Alvarez, you messing up, boy. You messing up. And I think that's why I think Bishop is gonna his downfall is very prominent this season. And Easy's rise to the ranks, and it's kind of crazy because people do point out like these were a lot of easy ideas that didn't really work. you know, Him even suggesting Bishop should be the one king, that was his idea. So, but we all know that Easy's young, he's smart, he does get these guys out of jams. He was willing to sacrifice himself for the club, and the club saw that, and then that's why they all came to him. Bishop wasn't the first one out. Angel, of course, was, which I was kind of annoyed by Nails. Like, no! Or like when
Well,
Rosa got.
you know she's gonna say don't do this because
I
Nella,
know!
the only thing she's thinking about is that she finally has a grip on Angel
Yeah,
because you know deep down inside Nails knows that Angel doesn't give a shit about her. It's just because she is pregnant with his baby. Because or
exactly.
else, like
Exactly.
you see it when he gets out of bed. Like he just wants to get out of there. Like he only has one love in his life, and it's Adelita. So
So
there's no if and buts about that.
so of course Angel was the first one out with Easy. Came in, that's my brother. Who's the third one? Gilly. And I think then it's Bishop. Bishop, maybe it wasn't Bishop. Maybe it was someone else before Bishop. But I think the fourth one was Bishop. Bishop wasn't the second guy out there. Bishop wasn't even the third guy out there. And everybody saw that leadership. I think actually Taza was the first guy or fourth guy out there. Bishop was not those three spots. That tells you something about your leader, you know? So that's what I'm very intrigued of. I think that's why the seasons of, if it's not the war, it's the inner conflict I like. So that's why I'm kind of baffled with the Emily situation. That's why I'm kind of baffled with. It's going to be interesting with what's up with Hope and Coco and Letty in that situation. But I am very intrigued by this Bishop Taza, because Taza's going to be the only one riding with him. If he does do something, Gilly's not going to back that up. Coco's not going to back Marcus' death. Nobody is. The only
No.
one crazy enough to do it because he's pretty much dead already is Taza, and that's his boy Bishop. He confessed to Bishop for a reason. They have a great relationship. That relationship you could take away. That relationship you could take away like a Sons of Anarchy kind of members relationship. But Bishop and Easy, hell no. And you think Bishop cares what Angel thinks? Hell no. He obviously didn't care where Coco was. She said, kick him out.
I was surprised he actually remembered his name.
So that's what the exciting thing about is the Mayan season this season. Is those inner conflict, where it goes, how it could be done. And then you're adding more fuel to the fire with a lot of things. Like I said, a question like, Easy's past coming back to him. But that's the main thing I want to know is, and I want to know what happens to Marcus at the end of the season. I don't think he's going to die. He's just too much beloved in the community. And then he's just, I see him living at least to the end of the series. Right? I think I see him pass. I see Easy becoming VP for sure.
If they kill Marcus, I'm done with the show. Period. I'm done.
You don't care what happens to Easy or anything like that?
Nope. You cannot kill Marcus Alvarez. If you kill him, I'm done.
I think anybody can be killed in any series if it's done right. But do we want to see a Walter White die in like a season before the last season? No, because he's our main character. We want to see him, or Jesse Pinkman, the co-lead. We don't want to see these guys die before the end of the season. You could do it midway at the final season.
Let's be honest. How many times did you already kill Marcus Alvarez in season 1?
Yeah, but no body, no dead.
You killed him every season. You say, "Oh, yeah, this is the end of him. Oh, this is the end of him." No.
Because they weren't even really using them in those beginning seasons. Like, you got a character like this, but look at it, Sandra. They weren't even using them really first 2 seasons.
And that was one of the biggest mistake they did. And that storyline was.
And I think they corrected it.
Yes.
I think they corrected it this season. We'll see. But if they're going to use him like this, then I will say they're not going to kill him off. But last season, he was a suit. What else is there to do? And there was a question, is like, can he come back? Because there's so many rules to that. So now I could see him living throughout the whole series, and hopefully he does. But if they kill him off, it better be a damn good way to kill him off. But they need to kill somebody off at the end of the season. There needs to be deaths. This is not realistic to me that there's so many characters that get shot up.
I'm offering 2 of them for you.
Who?
Taza and Bishop.
Of course. I said Bishop last season, but I'm okay with him dying this season. Taza, yeah, and he's a dead man walking. There's nothing really left for Taza, right? Other than to spill the beans about Montez after the fact, after the war is happening. They won't kill Marcus. He's gonna outlive them all. I think so. They should. They should just have him outlive everybody. He's for being what? How old is he, Sandra? He's like. Oh, did you freeze, Sandra?
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit. Oh, so Sandra just went away a little bit. There we go. Let's get back in here. There we go. You're back on there.
Okay. Yep.
How old is Marcus? The actor.
The actor,
Yeah.
60 something.
Jesus, and he looks great. He still looks like he's got a
He
hop in a step.
he has not aged since season 1 of S.O.A.
Yeah, he looks the
Literally.
same. You see,
The
I've seen
same.
like stuff he's been in that he was super young, but he still looks the same. So yeah, well, who do you guys think's gonna go at the end of the season? We say Taza. I agree with Sandra. Um, Taza, Bishop, maybe even Felipe, depending on what Felipe's role is in the season.
Just to let you know, he is 61.
61. Okay, he looks good. Looks good. Bishop is the one Creeper is toasting to after his death. Bishop is the one. Bishop is the one Creeper is toasting to after his death.
Meaning, like, Creeper is going to be happy that Bishop is gone?
I don't know. I didn't get that. I hear y'all. Juan, good hot take. Yeah, could be Juan. Creeper. I don't know. I think we just kind of get started with Creeper. Finally, after 3 seasons.
It's
And
about time.
yeah. Let's see. Conche is definitely going to get his down the road. You know what? I like the actor Conche. I actually liked what he did in season or in episode 1. He was even though it didn't make any really sense of his character, but I thought the actor did a good job, especially his speech and him going easy. I know it was you easy. I like Conche. I actually like Conche and him bringing up like Ramos was just trying to do what's best for the club. It was I like him. He's good.
And before we end this, we have to bring up that part was the best for me is the relationship between Gilly and Coco rebuilding the clubhouse with the window and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was freaking phenomenal for the two of them to just like trying to build up the clubhouse and just like giving up. That was so funny.
Well, Gilly gave up, and he said, "Well,
Well,
now you can cover for me."
yes, I
Um,
like that little part.
No, Electro. I don't really try. I try not to see all the teasers and trailers for this show. I kind of want to go in, somewhat of a blank into these episodes to get to really take it scene for scene. I try not to watch, and that goes with like movie trailers now. I try not to watch all the movie trailers. Like I know there's a ton for Doctor Strange 2. I just want to watch the damn movie. I'm just ready for it. The next episode, I'm ready for it. I don't need to see teasers and stuff. I guess I'm not really predicting this season too much. When I'm predicting, I'm just kind of just seeing where the storylines usually kind of end up in a lot of series, and most of the time do end up there. Why did they bring? Why the hell did they not? Why the hell did they bring Emily back? There's nowhere else to go to her character.
I agreed
Potter.
100% on that comment.
That is an interesting. Do you think we'll see Potter though in Adelita later on in the season?
I think
Sandra?
Potter has to because I think that he's the one that still has the baby.
Yeah, and that's a story. That's another. They could have finished that off last season too.
Yeah, well, apparently Potter is with us and he's been talking to us
Yeah,
and
he
he
said he'll be
does
back.
have an exit plan.
He
So
said he'll be back. Yeah. If they go to war with S.O.A., someone from the original series should be killed off. Like the original S.O.A., remember? We already had Montez die.
Montez is dead. There's the only one left is Happy, Tig, and oh geez,
Oh,
Chip.
Tio.
Oh, Tio. No, that's not called no. Tio is off. We're not killing Tio. No.
I think honestly, if you kill any of those members, people are gonna be pissed.
You think?
Killing them off in the Mayan show? Yeah. Yeah, I think people were going to be really pissed. Let's see. We can ask him now. They're going to ask Potter. They could easily have shown her and someone going to that restaurant and show her being a server. Nothing else would have add more to her. That those whole scenes didn't add anything to the story. There was no intellection or whatever of where she's going or what she's going to do for the story. It's just showing her the aftermath, right, of what she's doing presently. So yeah, I think we covered a lot. I think we got just 2 episodes. Big talked a lot about. I mean, there was a lot of content that we got to discuss, and it does once again making me excited for these first 2 episodes. But I'm not going to be here and say this. You got to see if they can sustain it. It has to be consistent. The weak point of all these seasons is just not consistent. If you have 10 episodes and they're almost an hour long, I guess not counting the commercials and stuff, you have to be able to deliver. There shouldn't be any fluff. There shouldn't be any fat in these 10 episodes. You have only so much time and you have so many storylines. You have to nail it. You have S.O.A versus Mayans. You have Easy and this dude. You have Hope, Coco, Letty. You have Bishop, Hank, Marcus. You have there's a lot. You haven't even brought Felipe into this yet, and you did. They showed him. Is he gonna play anything? You have the love interest. You have Angel. You have Adelita. You have Potter. Look at all these storylines that some of them could have been done in last season. So 10 episodes, now 8 episodes. There should not be any fat. There shouldn't be no easy Gabby going to the beach moments or to a church moments. There should just be war and setting up war and resolving storylines. That's it. Elgin James, you want a season 5? That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it. These ratings have to be good, and for the ratings to be good, you have to bring something strong. You have to bring word of mouth. I'm hoping that happens. I hope the series gets another season. I hope the series nails this season, pun intended. So, looking forward to it, Sandra. We'll see. We'll see next week, or this week, I should say, what the next episode presents. All right. Thank you guys for chatting with us. We will do another cast. We're figuring out what day. It might be another Sunday. It could be another Sunday, but it might be a later time. It might be on a Saturday. I think we're going to do the cast on weekends, though, so we could both, have fit in our schedule. You will now get live spoiler reviews. As much as I like to edit and to bring you those reviews, Daddy's tired. Daddy has to go to work early in the morning, so he's gonna watch the midnight episode every time it airs on Hulu, and then he's gonna right after do the live spoiler reviews, and then I'll do maybe a formal review, and then we'll do our cast, and of course you'll get more Mayans MC videos because we're here. Let's ride this out. This might be our last ride, but let's do it all together, and let's see how this whole thing ends. So. Thank you guys. Be sure to subscribe. Remember, there's more content on the channel, so it's not just Mayans. There's some S.O.A videos on here. There's a lot of movie reviews. There's so much content that I've created over the years. Much appreciated if you go leave a like on any of those videos. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We want this channel to grow. And I want to thank S.O.A Sandra for joining me and for joining me for more casts till the end of the season, and we'll see what happens if we do get a green lit for another season. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. You have a wonderful day. All of you guys have a wonderful day. I'm Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son.